Yo, what's poppin'? Welcome to the Gray Area Podcast, where we talk about situations and things that are rarely talked about for whatever reason. And if you're here already on Facebook, YouTube, or the Gray Area Podcast page on Facebook as well, y'all know what to do. Share that link, invite a friend, tell a friend, and let's talk about it. Yesterday we had a great time. We had a great one. People was giving their views and opinion like crazy, and a lot of people was mad because we had to end it. So the nice topic is on the gray area, know when to let go and move on. Now, this isn't, I know when people hear when people hear the phrase move on, oftentimes we always think about relationship. This is not necessarily based on only relationship. This is based on, a lot of things in life, situations, a little bit of relationships, job, uh basically life choices. Like you have to know when to move on and let go. So it's a lot of things. It isn't just relationship built. I know we normally focus on relationships due to the circumstances. So when you hear move on and let go, so y'all know what to do. Share that link, invite a friend, tell a friend. If you're watching it to support the channel, y'all know what to do. Just share. That's all I ask you to. I'm not asking for donations because I don't want your money, but I want you to share it. So y'all know what to do. Know when to let go and move on. Hi, Tracy. This is my good friend that is from Trinidad. So y'all know she always locked in, tuned in, way from Trinity, and she always sharing that feed. So y'all know what to do. Like, share, 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 share. Know when to let go and move on. Mm, 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 mm. This is gonna be a touchy subject for a lot of people. A lot of people, when it comes to these kind of subjects, they get a little emotional because, you know, letting go and moving on isn't so easily, whether it's relationship, decisions, choices, and so forth and so forth and so forth. There's a time for everything, and there's a time to let go everything. Like oftentimes we hold on to situations that are actually killing us, that are actually draining us, sucking us dry. Like the situations in our lives, they become like a leech to our lives, and it basically makes us so depressed. It makes us emotional. It makes us sick and tired of being sick and tired. It's frustrating. We wake up and it's frustration again, wake up again, more frustration, wake up again, more frustration. So we have to know when to let go and move on. And like I said, this right here, this right here is really a touchy subject because a lot of people, they don't know, or we don't know when to let go and when to move on. And it's so crazy that we are actually, this is a struggle for a lot of us. This is a struggle for us because we don't know how to. We want to. Sometimes it's a battle for us mentally to do whatever, to let go. It's just a fight for us, and we don't understand like the consequences of holding on to things and situations when it's actually so mentally draining. Even if it's a simple a job, like we hold on to these jobs, like these jobs is our life, and like it's our everything. And sometimes we on these jobs so long, and the writing is on the wall for us to let go, and we still here. Oh, that's my job. I ain't letting it go. That time that job just making us sick. We holding on to this job, and it just have us feeling some type of way, and we just holding on, holding on, holding on, holding on. So we have to know when to let go and move on. And a lot of us struggle with letting go and moving on. A lot of us struggle with these decisions because we are afraid to step out of our comfort zone. We are afraid. We are basically afraid just to, we are afraid just for the fear of the unknown. Like we have to really know when to let go and move on. Like I was, y'all know, I like to talk to people before I bring the subject to people, basically to have an idea of how I'm gonna go. And I was talking to my friend, I was explaining to her, why is it so hard for us to try new things? You know what I mean? And she was like, Because if you're so comfortable doing something all your life, then that's what you want to do. You don't want to step out of your comfort zone, and then you feel, basically, she was saying, you feel uncomfortable. And then after that, you're so accustomed to doing this thing this way and that way. And then someone comes to you in a new way, and it actually it shakes you up a bit. And some people ain't ready for that mentally. So I want to start this off because we have people that are normally giving us WhatsApp messages. Okay. Mm, mm, mm. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, Lord. Y'all slow down on the WhatsApp messages. Y'all need to come on Facebook. Y'all don't like to show y'all face. Y'all don't like to show y'all comments on Facebook. I understand. Y'all don't want people to hear y'all situation. Okay, we're going to start with the first message on WhatsApp. Jason, this subject hit home for me. Great to have you back. Please stop going missing. And we should have this podcast 3 days, Friday, Saturdays, and Sunday. I don't know about all of that now. Let's go. It's easier said than done for me, especially if time is invested. Even though we know that the time is expired, that doesn't necessarily mean that we are going to let go. This is one of those subjects that is a real gray area, because for me, it's easier said than done. It's not easy to let go and move on, even if you know. It's just not that simple. You can say that it is simple. You can say that it sounds easy, but knowing when to move on and let go is not that easy. And I keep repeating, it's not that easy because it ain't. There are people that stay in situations and things. There are people that stay in situations and things, and it kills them. Not because they don't know it's time to let go and move on, because it's not as easy as it seems. Please keep me anonymous. All right. First WhatsApp comment. Now, I understand that it ain't easy to let go and move on. Like, it ain't easy. We can say, okay, it's time for me to let go and move on, whatever the situation is. I guess her perspective seems like, I can only assume that it's coming from a relationship standpoint. She's saying it's not that simple to say. It's not that easy. I agree, but I agree to an extent. I feel as if something is killing me and destroying me and sucking the life out of me, the writing is on the wall. I don't care what it is, whether it's relationship, family, job. There are a lot of situations in life that comes, and then, it sucks the life out of you. And then, like, hey, I can't do this no more. You know what I mean? And I feel like for me to get some mental peace, then I got to detach myself to that situation. Yeah, it's easier said than done. Still, at the end of the day, I personally believe, it's just my opinion, I personally believe that anything that destroys your mental peace and your mental health or your sanity, then you have to go out on a limb and say, look, you got to sabotage. Even if it means you got to use all of the willpower that you have, you just got to, like I say, know when to let go and move on. And it's interesting that she said, yes, you know that you have to let go and move on. Then she basically gave a conjunction like, but it's not that easy. So, I mean, I'm not going to let anything kill me, especially if it's sucking the life out of me. I don't think I'm going to let anything kill me. Now, another comment. Easier said than done. I'm taking my point of view from a relationship standpoint. Y'all like this? Easier said than done. Anyway, easier said than done. I'm taking my view from a relationship standpoint. I've been with this so-and-so individual for years. I've been with this individual for years. I love this individual, but I know he is not good for me. I know that I need to let him go and move on, but my heart is where my heart is. People always tell me, especially my family, why am I still with this boy? And my response is, I don't know. I know that he is not good for me. And I repeat again, I know that he is not good for me. And I know that I need to let him go. But just something that keeps me attached. I can't begin to describe and explain what it is because I realistically don't know. This topic is really a gray area for me because I'm in this predicament now. And this is from a relationship standpoint. Maybe you can share your point of view. And I know you're not Dr. Phil. So please save that line. I ain't Dr. Phil. I got to drink some water. I mean, what's crazy for me, right? What's crazy for me is the fact that there are people in relationships. I don't know why we gotta stuck. We gotta stay on this relationship. But anyway, that's because that's their comment. As y'all can see, I'm reading the people WhatsApp messages. As you can see, right? What baffles me is the idea of you not knowing that something isn't good for you, like you not knowing, and then people can see, and you yourself said that, hey, I know this is not good for me. I just don't know why I'm attached. Boy, that sounds dangerous. That's like a dangerous playing field right there. Like, you know, this thing ain't good for you. That's like Coke. You know, Coke ain't good for you, but yet you still snort Coke every other day. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's a dangerous playing field right there to know. Because she said, I know he is not good for me. Those weren't even my words. Those were her words. I know he is not good for me, but just something keeps me attached. That's what she said. Something keeps me attached. I can't explain it. That sounds like danger to me. I don't know. For me, I don't know. It's just my opinion. I only can give my opinion. For me, the mere fact that I feel that the mere fact that you know that something or someone isn't good for you, because those are your words, I feel that should be enough for you to let go and move on. I don't know if it's just me, but I mean, if you know someone is not good for you, like if you know, I mean, like she said, she knows that this person is not good for her. People always ask her why she's still with him, and she doesn't have an answer. I mean, the mere fact that you know, I mean, geez. I mean, if I know this thing is toxic for me and I know it's not good for me, I mean, shoot, then I think that's, I don't know, it probably ain't enough for you. And I'm not judging. I'm just saying the mere fact that you said that you know that this individual isn't good for you, I mean, like what more you need? You know what I mean? Anyway, let me give you all this story. This is a Christian story where they told us back in I think primary school when I used to go to Bible Sunday school. Sunday school is what you call it. Okay. So, right, this guy, right, there was this ship. The ship had broken down and capsized, and there was a man, and they were sending rescue. And he said, oh, no. He said, God, I want you to save me. A boat came, rescued the passengers, and he said, no, I'm going to wait on God to save me. So they send another boat, and they send some jet skis out there. And he said, no, I'm waiting on God to save me. And then after that, this helicopter came and, you know, send the thing down with the ladder and say, hey, we came to rescue. And he said, no, I don't want to go because I know the story is far-fetched, but I'm just giving it to you how, you know, they gave it in Sunday school. And he said, no, I want God to save me. And then the man drowned and he died, right? And when he went to heaven, he said, God, why didn't you save me? And then, right, God told him, listen, I sent all of these signs and all of these people to save you, but you refuse to take the help. So basically, in a nutshell, sometimes you have all of these signs. You said the people are saying why he ain't good enough for you. And you said, you know, he ain't good enough for you. So I'm sure that he's basically giving you signs that he's not good enough for you. So why aren't you taking the signs? I don't know. I mean, okay, now let me stop neglecting the Facebook comments and for the WhatsApp. Let's go. People are more likely to stay in relationships that they've already invested time, even if it means them being unhappy. Woo. Boy, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I've seen this quite often. Let me read it again. People are more likely to stay in relationships that they've already invested time, even if it means them being unhappy. I just don't know what it means to give up my happiness for someone else. Because if you stand in a situation, right? If you stand in a situation, right? Whereas you staying in a situation and it don't make you unhappy, that means you're at the point to where you putting everybody else above the person or whatever situation is above personal your own personal feelings or your own personal mental health. Like a situation that makes you unhappy destroys you mentally. So for me, I don't know if I can do it, but I've seen a lot of people do it. They stay in relationships, whereas and because so much time is invested, especially if you have like businesses together, people just don't let go. So they rather stay in that unhappy situation and be like, they are unhappy, ain't good at home, nothing going right. So they just go home, sleep, and it becomes a norm for them. So it becomes a reality for them. Me on the other hand, I can't see myself doing it. And I don't understand why people do it. I understand that there's time invested, but I'm just so big on mental peace and mental awareness and mental health that anything that destroys my peace, anything that goes against my peace of mind, my brain functions like this. Anything that destroys my peace of mind, my brain is programmed to automatically shut off and block that out, and it becomes non-existent. That's just for me. But I mean, I understand this comment because I see it quite often. I don't know if maybe someone can elaborate. Someone can elaborate on why they do it. I understand that there's a reason there because they've invested time. I just want someone to elaborate on it from their point of view. What's good, Letishka? My good friend Mango said, you are right. Perhaps aren't letting go due to the fact that they lean more towards that person changes very well the amount of time invested. I don't know. I just feel like anything that destroys your mental health, you can't stick around. I mean, I mean, that's just me. I don't know. I mean, and you can't just sit there waiting on somebody to change. Like, people don't change for people. People change for themselves. So if people don't see within themselves that they have to change, I'm sorry, they aren't going to change. That's just facts. People change for themselves, not because of others. Now, sometimes they do. If the love is strong enough, sometimes they do change. We get to these comments. Yes, there is always red flags, but most people believe relationships are only run on emotions, right? Like sometimes these red flags be like those big stop signs that whop you in your face, and these people still go ahead and bam, all head over heels. Look how y'all stuck on relationships. Moving on and letting go is more than just relationships. But anyway, let me stick to the comment. Josh said they rather stick to the evil what they know. But I with you, bro. I rather my peace of mind. Yes. I feel like anything that comes to your peace of mind is evil. Like Josh said, anything that goes against sanity is evil. Anyway, welcome to the Gray Area Podcast, guys, where we talk about situations and things that are rarely even talked about for whatever reason. If you're here on a podcast, what you can do to support the channel is share that feed, invite a friend, tell a friend, and let's talk about it. And this isn't a one-sided broadcast. This is, based on your guys' opinion. And we get to chop it up and talk about it together. Now, let me get to the WhatsApp. See, I'm doing good balancing these. I want to elaborate on that comment. Time invested. Jason, everyone isn't like you. people don't just get tired just like that. It has to take a lot. Sometimes you're with these people for like 10 years and you've built so much. How can you just let that go? I'd rather be unhappy. Woo! I'd rather be unhappy and be in a relationship than let go of everything that we've built together and end up with nothing. That's as far as I can go with the elaborating part. I don't know. Now y'all here heard it. She's basically saying it's too much at stake to lose. She's saying too much at stake to lose, so she'd rather be unhappy and keep everything she has than to go let go and move on and to lose everything they've invested and built in and end up with nothing. If I have to end up with zero and you keep everything for my peace of mind, that's just me. I can't live like that thinking, but oh, if I do this, I'm going to lose everything. What the no? Now, I'm not judging you, friend. Now, I won't. Now, I'm not judging you. But my gosh, you mean to tell me that the stuff that you have is worth losing your sanity? You're willing to risk it all by saying, no, boy, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, especially she said she'd rather be unhappy. Fran said she'd rather be unhappy than lose everything that they built together. I don't know how I feel about that. That's her opinion. I can't kill you for your opinion because this is a very opinionated podcast. But boy, y'all know to do. Share that feed, invite a friend, tell a friend. I agree with you, Jason. Too much men or women in the world to put up with foolishness. Yes. Facts. I had to drink some water on that. Like, come on, man. There are so many other people out there to risk your sanity for that one individual, especially if you know they ain't good for you. Nikki say, if I ain't happy, I ain't staying. Don't care how long we been together. Oh, y'all see that? Love will kill you too. No, love don't kill people. People who misuse love kill people. Love is a pure entity within itself. Love is just love. Love is pure. There's nothing negative with love, you know. There's nothing negative with love. There's something negative that comes with the people you love, but nothing negative comes with love itself. Now, the people you love is another story. You love these people, then one day they with you, then the next day they have you counting lampposts. Ouch. Say what? No, my happiness is worth more than anything. That's someone who's speaking from someone who has no self-value. I don't know if I want to say my friend ain't have no self-value, but oh my gosh. At least the women said it. Because anytime I say something to these women, they be like, oh, I always so hard on these women. Y'all hear? Oh, Lord. All right. Let's go to the WhatsApp comments. Jason, I have to disagree with that last person. She's either crazy, asinine, like you always say, or just crazy. I can't think of any other words right now. F, let me abbreviate these things. F all of that. I don't care if I have to get a divorce and end up broke. If I ain't happy, I ain't happy. I'm not staying with nobody who makes me unhappy. If I have to sacrifice my happiness to make you happy, honey, it ain't about to go that way. I'd rather leave with nothing and you keep everything than me lose my happiness. My happiness is the one true thing that is basically and solely to protect me. I'm not giving up my happiness for my ma, and that's just my 5 cents. I don't know what kind of age we living in, but I'm not doing it. I don't care how much I love you. If you make me more unhappy than happy, you gots to go. See? 2 sides of these coins. You all hear that? You gots to go. Let's go to these now. Oh, I like this one. Good night, Jason. I'm glad that this isn't basically focused on relationships. Knowing when to let go and move on is a vast thing. For me, like I know it's time to let go and move on for my job. I'm just afraid to take that leap of faith. I know I can get another job because I am qualified to do so. I am more than qualified to get another job. But you know, when you're scared, you're scared. My job has been draining for years. My job has been draining me. My managers don't appreciate me and they take advantage of my time. Would you believe that I had a close relative died and they refused to give me the day off? And when I called in sick, they wrote me up a warning slip. I don't understand how that works. And I'm a great worker, but it's just that I don't know how to let go of my job and take that leap of faith. That's my 5 cents. Knowing when to let go and move on isn't easy, especially if you're afraid of what's going to happen next. Keep up the good work. Boy, y'all see that? I don't know. Now, especially with these jobs, some of these jobs ain't worth squat. They'll stress you out for a little bit of money, have you doing 20,000 work, and when you ask for a raise, they say, "Oh, there are a lot of people willing to take your place." I feel if you really tired of that job, I feel put your application, put your resume out to other places. Sometimes you have to even think big and just start your own business. Rather than working for these people and slaving, start your own business or just use their money to fund your business. You know what I mean? You're only there for 9 to 5. But sometimes we have to take that leap of faith. I know it's hard because, like y'all say, the fear of the unknown will kill you because you don't know what you're getting into. You don't know what's going to happen next. But my gosh, but rather staying on that job for years, unhappy, I ain't doing it. I ain't doing it. Listen, I had a job where I was supposed to, they started me off at a certain salary, right? They started me off at a certain salary. And I said to myself, man, I like this job. Then they said after 6 months, they were going to increase my pay because the job or the post that I had was worth more than all the other positions. So anyway, long story short, probation came. They didn't give me no raise. I was like, what's happening there? So my manager at the time said, it's not her, it's the CEO, but the CEO don't like me. So I said, oh, okay. The CEO don't like me. I said, all right. And I did my job quite well now. So listen here, I said, anyway, I'm gonna be leaving pretty soon. And she's like, what do you mean? Are you looking for another job? I said, no. I said, I just know another job coming to me. And she's like, what do you mean? You're not looking? How are you going to get another job? I said, listen, I don't know, but I know a next job coming soon. And listen, my boy came to me and said, listen, man, over the bridge hiring, dog, we be looking for bus boys. And I was like, what? He said, yeah, man, apply. And then I applied. And guess what? They gave me that job that same day. The following week, I told my boss, okay, anyway, this is my final week I got hired. As a matter of fact, I resigned the next day. I just said it to say sometimes you just got to believe that, hey, you're going to get a next job and you just, put in that work and you get a next job. Facebook comments. I've been in relationships like this. I was dating an officer, nothing to tie us together, but I really was in love. He did things that went against everything men would tolerate. Bro code. I still forgave and I took him back. I think it's the same. Anyway, can't put our business out there. You know what we supposed to do, right? You know, Michael. You know what we supposed to do. I still forgave and took him back. Went head on with three with females 3.5 years. After my ordeal with health and saw how he wasn't there, I knew it was enough. I found my husband doing the whole brokenness of my past and haven't looked back since. See that? Sometimes you just gotta know. Some people ain't worth diddly squat. They ain't worth diddly squat. You gotta let go and don't look back. Especially if they ain't there for you. Especially if you have to compete with that person's attention, compete for that person's attention. Should I stay or go? Buy or sell? Stick it out or throw in the towel? Tough choices. It's a kind of balance between perseverance and self-preservation. Wow, that's deep. I don't know if I lean more to the perseverance side. I think I lean more to the self-preservation side because I don't want to sound selfish. My gosh. Mm. Nikki say, let it go. He was a setback for my come up. So it's in one to know when to let go, regardless of the situation. We get hints countless of times. We are just afraid. This is a serious thing. We are just afraid. And it sucks, it sucks when you're in these situations and these things with these people. And then you right here holding on to these suckers. And they don't mean you no good. They basically hurting you, mistreating you, lying to you, doing all kind of things. But I love him though. Love. So many people use your name in vain. Let me get these WhatsApp comments. Jason, that job thing touch home for me. Knowing when to let go and move on for me on the job was my biggest decision of my life. I used to work for this job. They never appreciated anything I do. The managers always found a way to critique my work because they thought that the CEO had too much favor on me. And when I left that job, Jason, they called me back saying that they can't find anyone to do the position like I did if I would consider at least working for them on weekends just to fulfill my duties to them. And I told them, no, you didn't know what you have. Now I'm gone. You want to appreciate me? I didn't care if it was extra money in my pocket. I refused to go back there because they didn't appreciate me. Knowing when to let go of that job and moved on to my job now was the best decision I made in my life. I would like to tell everybody that's watching this podcast, sometimes all it takes is a leap of faith. And if you don't have faith, all it takes is you making up your mind that, hey, you want better for yourself and you don't want this kind of treatment. So you have to move on and let go. These jobs, they don't appreciate us. And when we find that job that does appreciate us, it makes you feel a whole lot better. Good night. You see that? Sometimes when you leave these places, it'd be the best decision. It'd be the best decision you ever make in your life. Sometimes these decisions, man, when we holding on to these stupid jobs, they be in the way of better positions waiting on us. Instead, we right here playing lollygagging, playing on these people's jobs. All right. Let me get to these comments. We can't change other people, nor can we hang our happiness on someone else's behavior. We need to accept reality. Let me read that first part again. That one right there. We can't change other people, nor can we hang our happiness on someone else's behavior. We need to accept reality. We are responsible for our own happiness. And if we can't be happy and healthy with the way things are, then we need to move on. Facts. It's true. Like if you see your happiness is in jeopardy, you got to accept reality and be like, man, look here, this just ain't cutting it. This ain't it. This ain't what I signed up for. Right now, this what I got to go through? No. Don't sell yourself short. Basically, don't sell yourself short. You can't sell yourself short in these situations. All right, let me read this one. Jason, I appreciate this broadcast. I just hate when you go missing. Reading these comments make me realize that I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one going through. I've been in this relationship with this N word for years. He always telling me how he's gonna marry me. Jason, I've been waiting on this marriage proposal now for the last 6 years and he ain't married me yet. Every time he does something, I forgive him and take him back. I don't know. Yes, I love him. I shouldn't, and I know what you're gonna say. And I know what is gonna be your response. But man, I'm just hoping that one day maybe he just marries me because I don't understand that part. I guess I should take it from I really want this to work. I know it sounds stupid, but the heart, the heart, the heart is where the heart lies. I don't know. Dude been promising to marry you, friend, for 6 years. I don't know, 6 years is a long time now to be waiting on them imaginary promises. I mean, 6 years? Jeez. Y'all know the 6 years for somebody to be telling y'all they're gonna marry y'all and they ain't marry y'all yet. That's crazy. That's just I don't know. I don't know how to take that in. Okay. That's just crazy for me, no lie. Let's go. Okay. Knowing when to let go. Jason, anything that affects my mental peace, it got to go. I've had family that makes me feel some type of way. And when they make me feel some type of way, I just disappear and they don't see me for years. I've let go of family and friends that were messing with my mental health. My happiness comes before every other thing, before my children. I'm only here to make my children happy before myself. Otherwise, it's my happiness. That's just my 5 cents. People have to stop being stupid and making excuses for their stupidity. When it's time to let go, it's time to let go. Woo! You all run friend hot. Friend basically saying she ain't jeopardizing her happiness for nobody. Nobody. When it's time for her to let go, it's time for her to let go. The only person she makes happy other than herself are her children. They are the only one that comes before her. Mm. Friend ain't playing. Friend ain't playing. I mean, I can't fault her. Like, if you see, if you see, I just, I'm a firm believer that you shouldn't jeopardize your happiness for anybody. Why? People always say, you gotta live to make others happy. At what cost, though? At what cost are you gonna live to make others happy? I mean, I'm just curious. Like, we go on, we go on for years and years and years, right? We go on for years, making everybody happy. And where have that left us? I'm just saying, I'm not saying to be selfish. I'm just I'm just being real. I'm just being real. Like we've been making people happy for years, right? Putting ourselves last, you know, hurting ourselves, you know what I mean? Like, putting ourselves, I guess, at the bottom of the food chain. And where have that left us? Depressed. Some of us got anxiety. Some of us, we don't have nothing. At what cost though? It's all right. It's all right to say, okay, I'm gonna make this person happen. It's all right to do a good deed, but it's not all right to jeopardize your happiness for anybody. So we have to know when to let go and move on. I find that letting go is one of the hardest things that we as human beings have to fight with. Like we wrestle with that. We struggle with that. We struggle with that. Like we even in like especially me. I think I'm one of these people. Like me, my not knowing when to let go and move on is when somebody do me something. Listen, you do me something 10 years ago and I still remember that. And trust me, that time these people they've already forgotten, they've forgotten, but I haven't forgotten. I mean, I think that's I think that's unhealthy too. If we keeping it 100, like that's like you know what it is to carry around things. Oh, I can remember. Listen, I can remember things that people did to me to the T. I can remember time, events, dates, um, age, and stuff like that. Trust me, I don't know how to let go and move on to that. But does that make it right? No. All right, now let's read. Okay. Jason, I know you said that this isn't relationship based, but for me, and I for me and for me and all of the audience, as you can see, this podcast have turned into a relationship based one with this subject. I must say, knowing when to let go isn't easy. Jason, you are the exception to the rule and you're a robot. And the friends that you have that are just like you, they are robots. They are robots too. I can't imagine letting go of a person like how y'all let go of people and just forget about them and be non existent. It's a battle for me, even if I know that they aren't good enough for me. It's not that I don't know my value like yesterday's podcast. I do know my value. It's just the battle within with oneself that letting go of this individual after you've been with them for so long. That's just me. And as I can see from the other ladies, they can relate as well. Boy, you're really struggling. Mm. You're really struggling with this with this relationship thing. It's not that I'm a robot. It's not that me and my friends or my friends and I are robots. It's not that, it's just that we ain't into all of that. We ain't into all of that up and down, spin around, all that drama. From you bring that drama and we had enough of that. That's just you got to go. Someone once said, never let anyone make you feel inferior, not a boss, a lover, a friend, a coworker, or a colleague. You are just as valuable as everyone else is. You are inherently worthy and good enough just being you. I love this. Once you believe this, you will know when to let go. Believe in yourself, basically. Believe in yourself in a nutshell. Believe you are worthy. You gotta hit yourself with the I am. I am great. I am awesome. I am valuable. Believe in yourself, man. Never let anyone or anything make you feel less than. I like that. Mm, mm. I'm trying to find this quote that I saw. All right. This is a quote by a person called Nikki Banas, and I love this. At some point, you just have to let go and move on. Oh, yes. It might be the hardest thing in the world to do, but you have to summon all of the strength you possibly can to finally let go. Some people and things just aren't going to be meant for you, no matter how much you wish they were. Some jobs and situations just won't work out, no matter how much you hope they would. But know that it's okay for things to not work out. Nobody's life is a straight line that makes perfect sense. Everybody has twists and turns, and everyone has to turn around every now and then. So when you find yourself wishing and hoping things out of your control would change, summon all of your strength to let go and start heading in a new direction, because it'll lead you closer to your true path. Nikki Banas. Boy, mm, I love this by her. Makes so much sense. Man, let me read this again for y'all, man. Listen carefully. Listen carefully. At some point, you just have to let go and move on. It might be the hardest thing in the world to do, but you have to summon all of the strength you possibly can to finally let go. Some people and things just aren't going to be meant for you, no matter how much you wish they were. Some jobs and situations just won't work out, no matter how much you hoped they would. But know that it's okay for things to not work out. That's the part was sticking to me right there. Know that it's okay for things to not work out. Know that it's okay for things to not work out. Know that it's okay for things to not work out. I can't stress that enough, man. Nikki said it best. No matter how much you hope they would, but know that it's okay for things to not work out. Nobody's life is a straight line that makes perfect sense. Everybody has twists and turns, and everyone has to turn around every now and then. So when you find yourself wishing and hoping things out of your control will change, summon all of the strength to let go and start heading in a new direction, because it will lead you closer to your true path. Like we always hold on to things, like she said, and I like how she basically said, when she said some people and things just aren't going to be meant for you. That's what I like. Some people and things just aren't going to be meant for you. And until we realize this, we will never know the true power of letting go and moving on. Some people and things just are never meant for you. Yes, they had a moment in your life. Yes, they passed through your life, but they were never meant for you. Things that are meant for you will work out themselves. Like things that are meant for you will push you, help you to elevate, show you the right way to life, teach you how to do things, pull the best out of you, you know, point you in the right direction, help you get a better understanding of life, and so forth and so forth. It shouldn't bring a bunch of chaos, stress, and all of that extra bondage and baggage and stuff. I like that. Nikki, you whoever she is, she's speaking sense. Okay, Jason, this is a great podcast, and this truly is a great area. Knowing when to let go and move on isn't easy. Boy, y'all just like that word. It isn't easy. Knowing when to let go and move on, it isn't easy. But the truth of the matter is, it's worth it. We often, we often try to say we don't know what's gonna happen when we don't even try. This is truly a gray area. I must say, try to let go and move on. Don't be afraid of what's going to happen, because it's going to happen anyway. Some things just aren't meant to be. And until we realize this, we will win the battle with oneself. Have a good night. Mm-mm. The same sentiments as that thing that I read with Nikki. It's going to take some time, but one morning you will wake up and will and it will feel like opening a window on the first warm day of spring. You will finally be thankful some things didn't turn out the way you had hoped for. Yes, just like Nikki said. I guess what some things aren't even worth it. Like some things we hope for aren't even worth it. If you really look at it. Like I believe that there's always a silver lining. I don't want to sound cliche or anything, but I believe things will work themselves out. We might not believe it, but things often work themselves out. And until we realize that things will work themselves out, we won't truly know how to let go. Like, why are you holding on to something, hoping that, hey, maybe one day, things are going to change, and then it's going to get better. And then that one day never comes. Then what? You just sit there suffering. Mm-mm. I don't like suffering. My ancestors were slaves. Kudos to them. I don't want to suffer anymore. That slavery mentality is suffering. I'm done with that. I don't feel like it's time for me to suffer. Yeah, I can suffer a little while, but not no long periods of suffering. Like we have these situations where we have a way out of it, We have a way out of it, but we don't take the way out because we are hoping that some magic happen. Like somebody wave a magic wand, poof, everything just boom, back to normal. It doesn't work like that. Some things just aren't meant to be. And we have to realize that some things just aren't meant to be. And when we realize that some things aren't meant to be, some of these jobs, we only go on some of these jobs just to teach us how to get to the next level. Like for experience, we go on these jobs, then we get so comfortable, and then we don't want to leave these jobs, and we like, oh, that's all I know. I don't know how to do anything. Well, how could you know how to do anything else when you never tried to do anything else? You know the job ain't healthy. You've been stuck on one salary for so long instead of you try to find a way, to get better, to make yourself better. Let me try to get a couple more of these WhatsApp messages. Okay. Okay, I know you tired of hearing it's not easy. That's just my 5 cents. It ain't easy. Everyone can say, okay, hey, let me let go and move on because this ain't working out for me. Do you know how many people are in relationships, jobs, churches, and so forth because they are afraid to be uncomfortable? We are just comfortable in our current situation. If it doesn't kill us, why let it go? I'm not saying I'm stupid or anything, but I'm just saying I don't like to be uncomfortable. If I'm comfortable, then that's what I'll do. What's comfortable? Whew. I don't know though. Being in a being in a in an uncomfortable position, right? If something makes you uncomfortable, right? If something makes you I understand the change is uncomfortable, but if something isn't right for you, right? Let's say a certain situation isn't right for you and you're comfortable in that situation, but you don't want to move on because you're going to be uncomfortable. So you'd rather be comfortable and stressed than uncomfortable and happy. I don't know. That just don't click with me. I'd rather be, I don't understand though. I can't be in a position comfortable and unhappy. I just I just Everything will be okay in the end. It's not, if it's not okay, it's not the end. John Lennon, sorry. Mm. Boy, look at y'all. Y'all said some things tonight that just have me thinking like, whoa, like, whoa. I guess we are really comfortable in our state of position. I don't know. It's just so weird for me. It's weird for me. It's weird for me to really to see how, how people think and how people say, well, it ain't easy, so I'm just here because, you know, uh, I've been here for so much years, and that's just, I don't know, I just feel like if something is stressing you out, isn't healthy, is uncomfortable, then I think then that thing needs to go. You know what I mean? That's just how I feel. Like a friend of mine, she cut it. I said, "Why you cut my hair?" She said it was just in my way. It was annoying me. But yet still, when situations and things annoy you, I mean annoy you to the point where it's unhealthy. I'm not telling nobody to leave their husbands and wives and their jobs that been paying them all these years. And I'm not telling anybody to do all of that. What I'm saying is there comes a time and a place where the expiry date presents itself. You know when that date is, and you know when that time is when that time of expiry is, and you refuse to take note of that expiry date. So instead, you stay there, put yourself through hell, rather than let go and move on. When you know you have the ability and the power to let go and move on, especially if that situation, person, or place, or whatever it is, isn't healthy. That's what I'm saying. Mm, mm. So I just want to encourage you to just know when to let go and move on. I can't stress that fact enough, because there are some situations in our lives that you have to know that ain't good for you. There are some people that just aren't good for you. There are some jobs that just aren't good for you. There are some churches that just aren't good for you. There are some friends that just aren't good for you. There are some family that just aren't good for you. So you have to know when to let go and move on. Like, don't let fear cripple you, and don't let being comfortable to the point where you are complacent cripple you. Like, you know how many people are comfortable with being used? I ain't comfortable. You use me once and I find out you use me. Like a homie of mine's borrowed some money. I told this dude, listen, I need this money for this point of time. Right? I said, bruh, I'm letting you this money and I need this money back for this point of time. When that point of time came, I didn't get my money. So you know what I did? Let go of the sucker and move on. I don't have time to be back and forth. No. I nipped that right there and then. Listen, all right then. Non-existent. We have to know when to let go and move on. Situations, people. Like I just hate when people just settle. If you're in my life, all of my friends will tell you. I just hate when people just settle. Like settling, if you want to piss me off, lie to me, disrespect me, and or settle. Like that does something to me, for me. Especially if I know like you have potential to be greater, and you just selling yourself short in situations and things, and you're just there and you're so comfortable, that pisses me off. Mind you, I would not judge you, but it just pisses me off. Like, when are you gonna know, hey, when to let go and move on? Even me, like certain things that I do, like some things I don't let go and some things I don't move on. Like, I had beefs with people from way back. I mean, we still got beef to this day. We still got beef. You just have to know when to let go and move on. There's a time and a place for every single thing. Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway by Susan Jeffers. This is a great book to read for anyone struggling with moving on. Listen, whatever situation it is in life, whether it's job related, family related, people related, relationship related, whatever it is, if it adds more negative to you than positive, then you need to know when to let go and move on. Things that are in your life, yes, negative and positives are in your life to cause balance and so forth. But I mean, full access. There are some people in your life that brings more negative, and there are some situations in your life that brings more negative. This isn't only relationship based, this is life in general. Things that bring more negative than positive got to go. Why are we holding on to things that bring more negative? Why are we holding things that bring more depression? Why are we holding things that bring more sadness? We need to hold on to things that bring joy, peace, positivity. But no, we cling to things and we are okay with settling. We cling to things that aren't good for us and we okay. And we just like, that's just who I am. Like, we so comfortable. Like, hey, when are we gonna break out of that comfort zone to say, come on? Like, we are so comfortable and settling. Tell us crazy. Like, when are we gonna learn to let go and move on? I came to learn that it isn't that people settle or get comfortable. It's that they love the person more than they hate what they done. Boy, sound like settling to me. Boy, Lindsay, that sound. You could love a person. It's just my opinion. You could love a person, right? You could love a person, right? More than you hate what a person done, right? Okay, that's fine. But let's use a scenario. Let me play devil's advocate. If you constantly have to deal with something, constantly, what I mean constantly, like you have situations or you have, since we are focused on relationships, you have relationships that goes through things happens maybe once, twice, three times, and then it just vanishes. Then you have these relationships that have these repetitive things, Lindsay. Repetitive. Like, how much times are we gonna forgive? How much times are we gonna forgive? The man punch you in your mouth, boop. I sorry. Okay, I love you and I forgive you. Huh? The man slap you. Okay, baby, I love you and forgive you. The man kick you. Okay, I love you and forgive you. Then boom, you see you in an obituary. Those signs were there. Like I mean, you could love a person more than you hate what they've done, but you still have to love you. The whole key is to love you. Like, we don't love ourselves. So you tend to overlook and forgive. Jeez, that's I understand how, I guess I don't understand how forgiveness works because forgiveness is my struggle. But my gosh, Lindsay, you mean to tell me that you for not you, but I'm speaking generally. Like, people will forgive people over and over for the same things and they right there suffering inside? No. You gotta love yourself more than you love others. You gotta love yourself. You gotta love yourself so you can know what is true love. Like, and I always tell people, right? How is it that we are comfortable being just whatever the people? Like, you have some people, right? You never hear from them from the individuals. You never hear from them, not once. You don't hear from them on a daily basis, right? You don't hear from them at all. You don't hear from them at all, at all, at all, at all. You don't hear from them. But yet, the minute they want something, they can show up like this. They can show up. But the minute you need something important, they can't show up. You call them and say, hey, I need this. They'll drag their feet, move slow. But you call them and say, hey, I want some of this. Okay, I coming right now. Boom, they there now. Then what do you mean to them? And we okay with that. We just go on. We okay with that. Yes, and that's when they leave because they start to hate what they do more than they love them. Boy, this was more like a enough is enough type of thing. I don't believe in enough is enough. I believe, me personally, this comment reminds me of when they had enough. I don't believe in having enough. I believe once the writing is on the wall, the writing is on the wall. There shouldn't be enough of nothing, because once you see these constant things happening, then you got to be like, okay, nah, this is a trend. Once something becomes a trend, you can't allow it. And that's when you know enough was enough. See, it shouldn't even get that far to saying enough is enough. I don't know. So I don't know, boy. I don't know, Lindsay, boy. Listen, you slapped me once. Okay, I ain't had enough of that slap. Lindsay, let's use this as, oh, you laughing? I'm so serious. Let's use this as an example. Me and you are friends, right? You and I have an argument, and right during the argument, I punch you in your eye. Pop! Black your eye. We fought. Oh, and then I came to you, I apologize. Sorry for punching you in your eye, right? Okay, that's okay. That's okay. We all right now. That's okay. We all right now. Oh, no problem. Then after we have a next argument, boop, I punch out one of your teeth. Clock, no teeth in your mouth. Oh, I ain't had enough. I ain't had enough. We okay. We okay. Okay, now okay. Then I say, man, sorry. I let my anger get the best of me. Okay. Now we have another argument. I take you, body slam you, boom, break your back. Now you in the hospital, had to go through surgery, and I come there, man. I'm sorry, you didn't press charges, you didn't tell the police, you told the police you fought. Man, we always having this. Wow, man, that's what friends do. We fight, man. That's what we do. Okay. Then you come out of the hospital, your back healed properly. Then I take you and I whap you in the head with a stick. Bam! Don't run on with me, Then you say, oh, Lord, why you whap me in my head? Why you whap me in my head? You get where I'm going? Like, enough was the very first time I slap you. That was enough. You just allow these things to keep reoccurring, and it ain't enough. The first time I slap you, you should have said to yourself, listen, I'm not going to put myself in a position to let you slap me no more. Yeah, Stoner, you miss a lot. I can't handle cutting, so no. I mean, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, when we let things happen over and over and over and over and over for it to be enough, that's crazy. I come here, I punch you in your eye right now, boop. Oh, I sorry if I punch you in your eye. It was an accident. I didn't mean to punch you. How could you not mean to punch people in their eye? I didn't mean to punch you in your eye. I'm sorry. We've been friends forever, Lindsay. You and me, we go way back. Please, man, please, man. Let's way past this. Then next time I punch you in your teeth drop out. Enough was the first time I punch you in your mouth. From you get punched the first time, that should have been enough. If it get to a second time, whoop, they behind. Yeah, that's my point right there, Stoner. That's my point right there. We wait till things get to a point where it's life and death to say it's enough. We let people use us to the point where, we have this thing like exchange, robbery, when you're just being used. I don't like to feel used. Anytime I feel used, I out of there. Friendship, church, whatever. I'm out of there. You won't make me feel used. You miss and hit me? Oh Lord. Don't anyway. I don't want to even go there. Know when to let go and move on. My phone. Oh Lord, I can't find my phone. Oh, let me read one more comment. Um, 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 um. Okay. To the lady that's waiting on the proposal, my advice to her is run for your life. She has been receiving the signs but ignoring them. I too saw the signs before marriage, but was so in love that I too ignored them. Hold on, man. Let me sit up straight for this one. Whew. Woo! Good thing I checked this phone. To the lady that's waiting on the proposal, my advice to her is run for your life. She has been receiving the signs but ignoring them. I too saw the signs before marriage, but was so in love that I too ignored them. We got married and nothing changed. I stayed for 13 years trying to be the good wife. He lied, he cheated, and so on. He spent 2.5 years in jail, and yes, I stayed. Lord, what is this? Hold things down and still supported him. I would say this: he was not a bad person, but he had a problem. I guess I thought I could have changed him. What woke me up was after he came out of jail, things were good for a minute, but he all but it all started over again. That was my last straw. I gave up. I was there physically, but not mentally. I stayed and planned my departure. Yes, it took me all those years to realize I was worth much more. Mother sick. Woo! Mm. Let me read this again, man. I gotta fix my foot good down here. To the lady that's waiting on a proposal, my advice to her is run for your life. She has been receiving the signs but ignoring them. I too saw the signs before marriage but was so in love I too ignored them. We got we got married and nothing changed. I stayed for 13 years trying to be the good wife. He lied, he cheated, and so on. He spent 2.5 years in jail, and yes, I stayed, hold things down, and still supported him. I would say this: he was not a bad person, but he had a problem. I guess I thought I could have changed him. What woke me up was after he came out of jail, things were good for a minute, but it all started over again. That was my last straw. I gave up. I was there physically, but not mentally. I stayed and planned my departure. Yes, it took me all those years to realize I was worth much more. Know when to let go and move on. Mother sick. There's a difference between forgiving and being stupid. Facts. That's some Ike and Tina ish. Mother sick. This gave me the chills in all reading this, man. Woo. Good thing I found this phone. Jeez. Y'all hear that story? Real life people. Mm, mm, mm. Okay. Sometimes you just have to know your value, know your worth. Like you said yesterday, you are a valuable queen or king. Know when to let go and move on, even if it's a job situation, relationship situation, or whatever situation it is. We too like to settle. Like you said, we often settle for this exchange ain't no robbery. I too was with a man for years. I slept with this man for years and had no feelings for this man. I only slept with him because I knew he would give me money. That didn't sit well with me after talking to my friend. Wink. Sleeping with this man for years and knowing that this man was not good for me. He had his, and I was just a single woman trying to make it for my kid. I did what I had to do to survive and make money, but that don't mean it was right. I woke up one day and the voice was in my heart, in my head, wink, let go of this man because in all consensus, he did not love me. He never once motivated me to do anything different. He always kept me the same way, never exposed me to nothing positive. Only thing positive was when he wanted to come. My gosh, like a rated PG-13 type thing. When he wanted to come. Sometimes you have to know your value. You have to know who you are and what you are. It was good while it lasted. The money that is, because it's not like he knew what to do to me to make me feel some type of way anyway. Now I'm happily married. I found the love of my life. If I kept on fooling with that man, would I have found my husband? I doubt it. I doubt it. I'm just saying that to say you have to know your value. We all as women we all as women have been here where we are sleeping with people just for financial gain. No feelings, no desire, no nothing. And yet we still do it anyway, which doesn't make sense. Know your worth. Know when to let go and move on. Now I'm happily married. Please keep me anonymous. Thank you for the talk. Mm. Exchanging no robbery when it taking your happiness. I don't understand. You see what she said? Sleeping with the man and don't even have no deep feelings for him like that on anything just for the money. Mm. And after she had a talk with a friend, she realized that it didn't make any sense. And she woke up one day and said she tired of this. And now she's happily married. I don't want to even elaborate on that. I might. Oh, sorry. Let me read this right. Exchange is robbery when it's taking your happiness. Sorry. Exchange is robbery when it's taking your happiness. Exchange is robbery when it's taking your happiness. Man. I have no comments on that last person. Oh, my good friend. I can't. I can't go there tonight. Let me find one last WhatsApp. One last. Last time, like the Haitians say. Last time, okay? Last time. And if y'all WhatsApp me, right, and y'all see that I didn't read it, it's some things I just can't, I just can't read. Okay. Oh, this one just came in. That last person was too close to home. I know what it is to do that too. It don't make any sense. Sometimes you just got to move on because all these people see you as is a piece of leg. They only want you just to sleep with you, nothing more. No motivational, no positivity, nothing. Just to sleep with you and give you money to say they do something for you. And reality is they never did nothing. Jason, you can hold your tongue all you want because you know this is a touchy subject because most of your friends, I'm sure, are going through the same thing that we went through. This is a touchy gray area subject. That right there. When you don't like nobody, but just sleeping with them for money. I've been there, I've done that, and it doesn't make sense. Know your value and know your worth, as she said. Learn to let go and move on. Because if they ain't motivating you to do better, then move on. And I will end on this note. We be right there sleeping with the people, man them. Oh Lord, she went there. Know your value, know your worth. That was yesterday's podcast. Okay, I think I got the majority of these, I think I got the majority of these. So thank you all for tuning in to the Gray Area Podcast, where we talk about situations and things that are rarely talked about. You can support the channel by liking us on Facebook, the Gray Area Podcast page. Like our page and subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the notification bell for when we come on live. And we had a lot of fun tonight. This was a good subject. We had a few males and we had a good much couple of females gave their point of views, and it was good. It was good. So y'all, thank y'all for tuning in. Like, share, subscribe. Gray Area Podcast. And I'll leave on this note. Know when to let go and move on. Y'all stop playing. I'm out.